The Yuba County Five mystery, America's Dyatlov Pass. Come on, let's watch this story. What will happen? Imagine vanishing without a trace on a routine drive home. Five men, full of life, excitement, and plans for the future, disappear into the freezing wilderness, only to be found months later under circumstances so bizarre they defy logic. What led them off their path? Who or what did they encounter? And why does this case remain unsolved decades later? This is the chilling, mind-boggling mystery of the Yuba County Five, America's own Dyatlov Pass incident. The five vanishing men, the men, aged between 24 and 32, had mild intellectual disabilities but were independent and functional. They were Jack Madruga, 30, the driver, responsible and fiercely protective of his friends. Bill Sterling, 29, a kind, religious man with a strong moral compass. Jack Hewitt, 24, quiet, reserved, but a lover of maps and geography. Ted Weiher, 32, gentle but easily influenced, a man with a big heart. Gary Mathias, 25, an Army veteran with schizophrenia, but managing it with medication. The five had one thing in common: their love for basketball. On February 24, 1978, they drove 50 miles to watch a college basketball game. They were excited about their own Special Olympics tournament the next day, but they would never return home. Car left behind, but why? Days later, their turquoise Mercury Montego was found abandoned on a desolate mountain road, high in the Plumas National Forest. The car was fully functional, with gas in the tank. There were no signs of struggle, no broken windows, no flat tires. The keys were missing. The location was completely out of their way. Why would they drive into the remote wilderness? More bizarrely, the men were not dressed for the freezing temperatures. Their families were adamant. They hated the cold and would never willingly go hiking. So why did they leave their warm car and walk into the deadly snow-covered forest? Could they have been forced out at gunpoint? Were they running from something terrifying? Or did they follow someone they trusted into the wilderness? The nightmare unfolds months later. As the snow began to melt, searchers uncovered a scene straight out of a horror movie. Keycap won the trailer in the woods, 20 miles from the abandoned car. Searchers stumbled upon a Forest Service trailer. Inside, they found Ted Weiher's lifeless body, eerily wrapped in 8 sheets. His beard suggested he survived up to 13 weeks, but his body was shockingly emaciated. He kept 2 food and supplies, but untouched. The trailer contained plenty of canned food and a propane tank for warmth, yet neither were used. Ted had starved, despite being surrounded by survival essentials. Why? Did he refuse to eat, or was he unable to? Keycap 3, the scattered remains. Not far from the trailer, Jack Hewitt's skull was discovered. Nearby, the remains of Madruga and Sterling were found, seemingly dragged into the woods by animals. Their deaths suggested exposure, but why didn't they turn back to the trailer for shelter? Were they trying to escape from something inside the trailer? Keycap for the missing man, Gary Mathias. The most disturbing part? Gary Mathias was never found. Only his shoes were located near the trailer, but no other trace of him exists. Did he escape? Was he taken? Or is he still out there? Could Mathias have been the key to the entire mystery? Was he the last survivor? Theories that keep investigators up at night decades later. No theory fully explains this nightmare. Some chilling possibilities include footprints, misguided survival attempt. Did they believe they could reach help on foot, only to succumb to exhaustion? But why split up and leave the trailer? Automobile, they were chased. Some suspect a second vehicle forced them off-road. Did they run into someone dangerous? Did they witness something they weren't supposed to see? Ice Cube, paradoxical undressing? Hypothermia can cause confusion and even the urge to remove clothing. But why didn't they use the trailer's supplies? Red triangle pointed up: government or paranormal involvement. Some believe there's something more sinister at play. A secret experiment, an unknown entity, or a force that erased Mathias from existence. Were they victims of something in the woods that night? Detective, did one of them turn against the others? Gary Mathias had schizophrenia, but was reportedly stable. Could he have suffered a psychotic break in the cold and turned violent? If so, where is his body? The unanswered questions that haunt this case. Why did they take that mountain road? What made them abandon a working car in freezing conditions? Why did Ted Weiher, starving to death, ignore the food around him? Where is Gary Mathias? How did he vanish without a trace? Why did they split up instead of staying together? Who or what did they encounter that night? Even today, the Yuba County Five mystery remains unsolved, a dark puzzle that continues to baffle experts and haunt the families involved. Without new evidence, we may never know the terrifying truth. But one thing is certain, this case will leave you questioning everything. What do you think happened to the Yuba County Five? Leave your theories in the comments below. And if you love mind-blowing mysteries, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more.